again. Thank you for coming back into the Orange Philosophy Room. Last time we talked about some of the books on my bookshelf. We talked about the Kleshas, the not knowing, and the Yamas and the Niyamas, how to get out of that trap. And together what these do is they form this third book on my bookshelf, The 8 Limbs of Yoga, an ethical framework for living. So what this book does is it takes those first two and it kind of condenses it down into even more bite-sized pieces. The first two are more like workbooks, and this one's more like just a cliff notes. But what it helps you to see is that they're very practical ideas. They can be implemented easily, and when all done together, you get this beautiful flexible framework, like those little plastic balls that expand really big so that you can take in all this extra information and have these great experiences. But when you need it, because you really have to focus on this thing, because we do have to work, so it can contract and you get to focus your concentration and you get to open it up again and close it back up. So this nice flexible framework that holds us in all of the stages of our life. And so that's what yoga is all about, a way to live. Now the person that people like to credit with yoga is Patanjali. Patanjali didn't invent yoga. Patanjali lived at a time when there were a lot of different lineages of yoga. And they all seemed, on the surface, to be pretty different. And we see the same thing today. If you go to the club, you can take a quiet class where you're all just kind of laying on the floor. They call it navel gazing. Some people used to. Or you can see the people in the hot yoga room and they're just dripping sweat. And then you see the others that are standing on their heads and bending themselves in pretzel shapes. And you see another person laying on a bed of nails and another person's levitating. Okay, they're not levitating, but you get what I'm talking about. They all look so different. But why are they all called yoga? Well, Patanjali wondered the same thing. So this wise person sat down and compared them all. And what he came up with was 196 ways that all the different types of yoga were the same. And he wrote them down as sutras. A sutra comes from the same root word as suture, like sewing, thread. So they are threads. It's 196 threads, and he wrote them down as the Yoga Sutras, the yoga threads. They're the things that all the yogas have in common. Now, this one has some commentary in it, but if you can find one that is actually like an interlinear, where you have the Sanskrit words and the English is right underneath it, like a literal transliteration, it's really fun. I think it's really fun to read it for yourself, stop, and think about what that means. And when I did it about 2 years ago, I come away with the idea that, some of that sounds really familiar. Some of that sounds like wisdom from grandma. Some of it sounds like the Sermon on the Mount. And some of it sounds like cognitive behavioral therapy. But this is old stuff. So, Yoga as an ethical framework for living is my first book for you tonight. And the second one is the Yoga Sutras. So you can read for yourself what yoga is all about. And I'll give you a spoiler. Asana, the poses, it's only in here one time. Yoga's a lot more than just the poses that we do. So thank you so much for coming into the Orange Philosophy Room this evening, and I will see you on the mat. Good night.